I rejected running mate from Kennedy Agyapong. And this is Nitiwul. Dominic Nitiwul. How many of us know who Dominic Nitiwul is? In the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government, he was the Minister of Defense. In fact, the longest serving Minister of Defense in the history of this country in contemporary times. To those who still do not get the clue, this was the man who was reported to have said that there was the need to buy a new aircraft for Ghana, a private jet, big enough so that the president would be well accommodated, so he could even have a shower before going into meetings on arrival. My brother, my sister, recently he came out and said he never said that. He was misquoted. There was a big backlash. A country that was struggling to make ends meet, a country that was still on the beneficiary list of donors around the world, was looking for a private jet for a president, and not an ordinary private jet, a big enough private jet that had all the luxuries of modern day private jets. The backlash was terrible. Recently, Dominic Nitiwul came out to tell us it wasn't true. He was one of the ministers that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the president, trusted. So he put him in charge of defense, and it was huge. One of the people who allegedly was not too happy about Nitiwul being the defense minister was Kennedy Agyapong. And Kennedy Agyapong, we are told, made it clear that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, as reported, was appointing Nordness and too many of them. And he had the penchant of using and refusing and dumping Nordness. It was something that was in the media. Today, my brother, my sister, over the weekend, there was big trouble. What was the trouble? Kennedy Agyapong said he was going to release a video. And that video captured Dominic Nitiwul doing tribal politics, telling his kingsmen in Kokomba, Bimbila, Saboba, and the rest of the areas not to vote for Kennedy Agyapong, because Kennedy Agyapong was a tribal bigot who did not have any respect for the Kokomba people and the people of the north. My brother, my sister, he became big news. But of course, we were the first to reveal the contents of that video even before it came out. So it looked like, yes, people talked about it, but they already knew what was contained in the video. Dominic Nitiwul made it clear that that video was done in 2023. And that it was in response to what Kennedy Agyapong had said about Nordness being over-appointed into the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government and singling Dominic Nitiwul out for criticism as the Minister of Defense. My brother, my sister, Dominic Nitiwul has spoken. Come here. Now, over the weekend, I placed a call straight to Dominic Nitiwul. And I wanted to find out if there was something special about being in the Bawumia camp and going around campaigning for Bawumia. And he made it point blank why he decided to support Bawumia. That is not so much of a problem. But I asked him again, is there a big problem between you and Kennedy Agyapong? What really is the problem? Because it looks like Kennedy Agyapong is not happy with you. And Dominic Nitiwul told me point blank. Again, he didn't allow any recording. So we did not record. We wrote down points. What did he say? Dominic Nitiwul said, in fact, when Kennedy Agyapong laid hands on the tape, and we know who gave the tape to Kennedy Agyapong, he called me straight away and told me, Nitiwul, I thought you were my very good friend. How could you go out there and say these things about me? And according to Nitiwul, he told Kennedy Agyapong, what tape are you talking about? And when he told him what it was that was heard on the tape. He said, but this was 2023. And I said that in response to your vitriol against Nordness. So what did I do wrong? So Kennedy knew that the tape was actually coming from 2023. But does that justify what Nitiwul said? We've made it clear. We don't support any form of tribal politics. Nitiwul could have said it in another way. How could he have said it? Kennedy Agyapong is out there campaigning against Nordness. It looks like he does not really like Nordness and some other ethnic groups. But whatever it is, this kind of politics must be condemned. If you become president one day, how are you going to have the welfare of the people, the Nordness that you don't like, at heart? He could have said the same thing without telling the people of Kokomba and the North not to vote for Kennedy Agyapong. My brother, my sister, this is where the story is. But there is something bigger. Come here. Watch this. Now Nitiwul said Kennedy Agyapong has been trying to woo him to his side. He has made a lot of promises to him. But he has realized that Kennedy Agyapong is not a presidential material. Number one, Kennedy Agyapong told me that he was going to give me a rice meal. He promised me that because I am a rice farmer, he would give me a rice meal. He even asked me to come over and he would give that rice meal to me. And we all know what the rice meal is, my brother, my sister. This is what the rice meal does. It dehusks rice, it cleans it up, and it does so much in preparation for consumption. My brother, my sister, Kennedy Agyapong promised Dominic Nitiwul a rice meal if only he would come and follow him. And Nitiwul said, no, I don't think that I want to follow you. You are not a good enough presidential material for me. Kennedy Agyapong did not end there. He came back again. And according to Nitiwul, promised him that he would make him his running mate. And Nitiwul said he looked at this and said, no, nothing from you, Kennedy Agyapong, is enough for me to abandon whatever support I have for Bawumia to come and follow you. You have demonstrated in the past that you are not somebody who can unify people. You are a man who is so divisive. You are a man who cannot ever be steadied. In other words, you are a man that can say this today and tomorrow you are saying another thing. You are very, very, very unpredictable. So I can't follow you. My brother, my sister, these are the words of Dominic Nitiwul. Did Kennedy Agyapong actually promise him a running mate position? Did he promise to give him a rice meal? Did Nitiwul just say this for nothing? According to Nitiwul, the only thing he has is his integrity. And Kennedy Agyapong knows that. But for a man to tell him, I'll give you a rice meal, I will make you my running mate, it looks like you are trying to buy me. And for that matter, it is a wrong step even towards the presidency. I see it as bribery and corruption. My brother, my sister, Dominic Nitiwul, come here. He has served Ghana in the position of the first minister as the longest in that capacity. And in his reign, it looked like Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo loved him so much. And therefore, he gave him a lot of room to operate. Controversial as it might be about the procurement of that private jet, that never was. He still remained steadfast in whatever he was doing. And at least he was able to steer the country away from terrorism and all those attacks that were so rife in the South region. My brother, my sister, would Dominic Nitiwul have been a good running mate for Kennedy Agyapong? Did Kennedy Agyapong promise him that position after all? How about the rice mill? It's the black pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power.